episode 551. Thank you all for listening to episode 550, WWE and Chill, a royal win. I am Gray, here with my co-host.
We rumbling and roiling and bearing around.
Yeah.
Not Jared Goff.
Cody Jackson.
And thank you. I'm glad that Cody remained awake so he could come back to the show. He took a mini vacation in his bed for the last
Mhm.
It's the last time you were here. It's been more than a month, hasn't it?
No, it hasn't been that long.
I feel like it's been forever.
It was what? Before the playoffs started.
Playoffs.
Playoffs. Let's see. The last episode you made was 546. So 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long.
So it was last week, the week before that, and the week before that you were on.
Yeah, I'll just keep myself
January 10th. So basically 3 weeks.
up.
You've been off.
Damn, it's been a while, man. A lot happened.
A lot happened.
I'm about to take a 2-week vacation from the show.
He is. He's going to be out. He'll be out working. He's going to be on a 2-week sabbatical. Work. Something Jake hasn't done in months.
Fuck you.
Trust me, I know you would rather be working. You are itching to work.
I'm going fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm. But you're going down to Florida.
I am going down to Florida, and hopefully I'm driving home from Florida.
Dude, I hope you are. We're going to find out. But off the air, we'll get into a different conversation. But we'll save that for off the air because I want Bear and Cody to hear that fun conversation.
What part of Florida you driving back from?
Where's your last show at? You guys start near Fort Myers.
Hold on. I have it right here. I think so. We're doing like 8 shows total down there. I want to say the last show is in Cocoa Beach.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, old folks heaven, boy.
Yeah. Well, he is going down to the most oldest folk to do which show he's going to be doing for the next 2 weeks.
That's where they invented that tanning lotion, boy.
Yeah, that's
It's okay. It's okay. 3 hours of selling and driving with 3 people. We're good.
Yeah, you guys have fun. And two good people. And
all the women down there are gonna look like that chick from It's Something About Mary.
My uncle's going. I have family going to the first show we're doing.
That's awesome.
So it should be fun.
Good deal. Well, we'll get more into that off the air. But thank you to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter and X at Songs by Wes. Thank you to All Wear Clothing. Visit allwearclothing.com. Mention Overline Podcast. And Brandon will hook you up with that deal, just like we hooked up our friend Ryan Peoples in Idaho for the 2nd year in a row. Had to send him the same shirt and then a large of the, if you remember it, it was the red and black. And I know we all have it, but episode 300, Revenge of the Shiv. Mm-hmm. So we're talking, that was 3 years ago, So just to think about that, because we're nearing 600, we just got over 550 and we're halfway to 600.
He lives in Idaho, man. 3 years ago was right on time for him.
Oh, so we didn't tell you, Cody. So we came up with an idea while Jeremy was on when you were on sabbatical. So we maybe you were here, I don't know, but we're gonna go play them in golf.
Okay.
But we have, what did they say we had to do? Barry, you remember that, or Parrot?
I don't remember.
We gotta play left-handed or something?
Oh, no. We got to play worst ball, and they play best ball.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That could get interesting.
So we said, yeah, well, we can do that. And, either just the honesty thing, or we're doing 2s and 2s. Mm-hmm. So, 2 of us, 2 of them. So it'd be like Bear and whoever's the worst of us 3. And you. Yeah. So you, Parrot and Jake, or Parrot and Bear. Yeah. And
jokes
me and
on them, though.
I have my days.
The joke's on them, though. I'm used to hitting out of shitty lies.
Same. I don't even know what a fairway is half the time.
Well, we said we would just, if they would let us, we do a 4v4 and just take the first fucking 10 tee times and just nobody can catch us. I'll be like, hey, we'll pay for the first 10. Don't let anybody go off.
Yeah, I don't think they would anyways. Would be all right. If they did, fuck them.
Mm-hmm. Or we'll do like we said, 2v2, v2, and then take which we said would work. We'll play 2 of us against 2 of them, so we're keeping score, and then we'll keep score on the scorecard, and it'll be like match play. And then at the end, if we're all tied up, we'll see what's up. But we'll go from there, and we'll see what happens. But that would be a fun one for near 600. But we'll have to figure out when we do that, because we haven't played them since 2020 in anything. That was
We know what
2020 when
happened
Cody
last
tore
time.
his stuff. Yeah, you
2020.
got gassed. Bear couldn't make it. Cody tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
I'm
Like,
throwing up all over the flag football field.
yeah. Parrot throwing up everywhere. Youngest guy on the team, and he's the worst in shape.
Yeah.
Cody's out here still throwing bombs and hitting dingers with a torn Achilles.
Impressive.
Yeah, he was making catches on a football field. Like,
Impressive.
it was wild to me.
Cody was half of
Catches 2
himself, and he
tutties.
was still better than me.
Yeah, he had 2 tutties with a torn Achilles. That's what was wild. If we would have had him healed for the softball game, we would have had that shit.
Man, you make Byron Leftwich proud with that sort of expertise.
right.
And injured and still playing.
Oh, dude, it was wild.
You
And,
got Gray and Parrot carrying you down the field.
Right.
yeah. Oh, it was funny because he would come up to bat and I would run for him, or somebody would run for him.
Hopefully not Parrot.
Parrot has long stride, man. He can get to the
Yeah.
base real quick.
Yeah,
you puke on
I'm
first base.
I'm more of a fast. I'm not a distance person. I'm a short burst person.
Yeah.
You're a 90
I don't-
footer.
I don't-
home
Yeah,
run.
90
Yeah.
foot at a time.
Yeah.
90 foot every half hour, and we're solid.
No, it worked out though. Because the basketball game, and when we had them beat, because we did best of 7 and we lost game 7.
Yeah.
And,
After I got hurt.
You got hurt in like game 5, and then we took him in game 6, we took him game 5. You got hurt. We lost 6, and we were up like 17 to 9. We had a big collapse. It was bad. But that's okay. We'll get him someday. So thanks again to Brandon. Thank you to Granos Quality Landscaping. Give Sean a call, 419-704-5471. Serves the Toledo and surrounding areas, and not
Wherever Parrot's going to be at in Florida.
8 different spots.
Starting in Immokalee.
Sean's not going to be there.
No, he won't, but he would probably love to be. Thank you to Paper Denim Art, and we just found out we need to get a new picture from Danny at Paper Denim Art.
That's right.
Got to get old Sasha or old Bailey stuck in Naomi's ass like in the picture. Cannot believe
That's
I
right.
got that picture.
Getting her groceries.
Shopping for groceries.
Yeah, in her groceries. That was good stuff. So Paper Denim Art on Facebook. Check her out. Great deals. She'll hook you up with whatever you're looking for. Thanks, Danny. Thank you to Gray Key, which I know Parrot's going down there. He's not doing it for Gray Key. He's doing it for Bravado, who is a bigger market, working for old Robbie. So he'll have fun down there with Robbie and Kyle for 8 shows, and then the Parrot will be back in Ohio, and then hopefully Gray Key is officially kicking off in where are we kicking off, Parrot? We're either in Texas in March, or our first show will be in Louisiana, right, in April?
It's either Gonzales, Louisiana in April, or it's Texas in March.
Yeah, Globe Life Park. We'll see. Hopefully we start at Globe Life. That'd be a good one. But
Big start.
yeah, we'll see. We're going to find out shortly. I know Cody's got to get his ass out there to one of these country shows. It'd be like Darius Rucker out there.
Well, I don't know how country you plan on doing.
How about Cowboy Troy? Cowboy Cody.
Let's stick with Darius Rucker. I don't know. That Cowboy Troy kind of suspect.
Yeah. So we could get old Cody out there someday. I know Bear's coming to the one with Jelly Roll, Bailey, and Shinedown. So we'll look forward to that.
Yeah, I'll get my cowboy hat out and my wheat and my teeth.
Yep. And then you got to get your face tattoos for night 1, though.
I'll pass
Jelly
on that
roll.
one. But
Start a rap career and fail it, and there you go.
Yep.
You'd be a country superstar.
I wouldn't say he failed his rap career. I would say that the brand
Never get it started.
That he didn't get picked up by anybody
Never get it off the ground.
because he was fat white trash. They didn't understand it. I knew he had potential. No one asked me for my opinion though.
Killer voice, man.
Hey, someone would have made a record company a lot of fucking money about 5 years ago, but they didn't call Bear.
Yep. They did not. They didn't call any of us. Didn't call us for the merch deal either. So fuck 'em.
They ain't cashing checks.
Yep. Ain't cashing the check. So Gray Key, reach out to us, graykeymerch@gmail.com. You can help out with your needs at festivals. We'll send our resident bird. He will head it up. Bird's willing to go wherever he's got to go. But first, he'll be in Florida. Thank you to Sparty Steve. And last but not least, Connell Barrett, datingtransformation.com.
Yeah, make sure you get over to datingtransformation.com and get that free consultation from Connell when you mention Over the Line podcast. And in the meantime, get to amazon.com and buy Connell's book, Dating Sucks, But You Don't.
So, not a lot this week. We got to cover the Rumble. We'll cover that. We'll cover some coach signings in the NFL. But we did have golf last week, and it wasn't that great for us.
No, it was not good for us at all. Three of us missed the cut, one of which didn't even pick. You can guess who that is. But yeah, at the Farmers Insurance Open last week at Torrey Pines, Matthew Pavon ended up winning. So this is now 4 winners of plus 250 odds or more. A lot of underdogs winning the first few tournaments this year. Pretty crazy. Little controversy. They showed that he kind of stepped behind his ball on his last shot in the rough. I don't think it really affected it, but ended up winning by 1 over Nicholas Hojgaard, who actually has been playing some really good golf lately. But looked like he might have stepped on it to get himself a better swing through. I don't think he did, but that's what the golf conspiracists are thinking. But good for him. I mean, this Matthew Pavon kind of came from nowhere, but he's been top 10 the last 2 weeks and ended up coming through and winning.
Wait, who'd you say stepped on their ball?
He didn't step on it. He stepped behind it. It was in the rough, and he kind of.
Who was that?
The guy that won, that Matthew Pavon.
Yeah, Pavon.
Yeah. So yeah, not great. Gray had the best finish with the defending champ of that, Max Homa or Maximum Homer, got a 13th. Keegan Bradley got a 43 for Jeremy. Parrott got a 64 out of Harris English, and Cody, Dub, and myself all missed the cut. Cody with Daniel Berger, who we gave because Cody likes burgers. Jason Day, who always does well at Torrey Pines, decided not to. And Sepp Straka, who honestly was going to be my other pick, so I would have been screwed either way, came out and shot like 76 on the first day, so not great. This week, though, we go to AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am, which historically has been a cut tournament with a full field and a full field of amateurs. It is not this year. It is what they're calling an exclusive tournament. So top 80 with – I think it's top 80, and then anyone who has a win so far is invited to this. So there's only 80 people this week. 80 people, 80 amateurs, and they got rid of all the celebrities, or I shouldn't say all the celebrities, but they got rid of like the celebrities who aren't good. No Bill Murray, no Ray Romano, no Charles Barkley. The amateurs this year, they pretty much said are athletes who have low handicaps. So you'll see like I think Josh Allen. I don't know if Romo is playing this year just because of the Super Bowl. Obviously, next week they probably have to prep, but I think Josh Allen's going to be.
He's not calling it though.
Yeah, they're CBS.
CBS has it. Fox is next year. That's right.
Yep. So I don't think he's going to be there, but there will be some athletes. Probably not Aaron Rodgers and whatnot, but you'll get some good guys out there like God, I'm losing it. Cody, who the hell was the Braves pitcher? Smoltz. Yeah, Smoltz is a really good golfer. I'm sure he'll probably be out there. So guys like that, and they said a lot of big CEOs who have low handicaps. So pretty much a whole bunch of rich dudes out there who just play golf all the time. So, and there's only 2 courses this year. Normally there's 3 because it was a 3-day cut. There's only 2 this year. They're just playing Pebble Beach and Spyglass. So should be a pretty good tournament, but no cut. So no one will be missing a cut this week. And it's a monster field, big purse. 20 million is the purse this year. Last year, the purse was 9.3 million. This year is 20 million. So the purse doubled this year, being an exclusive PGA event. So you're pretty much getting all the big names this week. So it should be a pretty good week of golf. The guys will play Spyglass one day, Pebble the second day, or vice versa. And then they play Pebble to finish it out on Friday or Saturday, Sunday. And I don't know if you saw today, 55-mile-an-hour winds. They were putting their ball down, and obviously it's a practice run. They're putting their ball down on the green, and I can't remember who. Keith Mitchell. He had his visor on backwards and everything. The wind just whipping, and his ball he set down, and it rolled all the way off the green, 30 feet with that wind today. So weather is going to be a big factor this week. Probably a lot of high scores. I don't think they're supposed to get that much wind, but it's going to be quite a bit of wind. So going to be an interesting week, but still should be a pretty fun tournament. Your last couple winners here: Justin Rose, Tom Hoagie, Daniel Berger. Man, that gets Cody excited. Hoagie and Berger back-to-back years.
Hey, man, hoagies and burgers. Shit.
But yeah, should be a pretty solid tournament. So your updated standings right now, the newbie Jeremy is leading us with 34, Parrot at 35, Dub at 36.3, Gray right behind him at 36.5, myself at 50.3, and Cody at 56.3, who has literally made one pick all year. So which the pick he made finished 18th. His other three picks obviously hasn't done anything because there's no picks. So it looks like this week Jeremy has, as our leader, he's going with Max Homa or Maximum Hummus this week. And Dub has Cam Young. So Parrot. Oh, wait. Parrot. Are you still on the phone? No, he's still not on the phone.
I think
Parrot,
he's back. Parrot.
Who are you picking in golf this week if you're back? You're on mute.
You're on mute.
You're still muted.
Is he talking to us? No, he's not.
Okay.
Um,
All
No
right.
bird. He's talking to somebody else.
Figured so. I saw him on the phone earlier, so that's why I was confused.
Yeah, I think he's got us on a holding pattern. He's on his phone. I don't know. He looks confused. It's like you kind of want to commentate on what he's hearing. Like, what is Bird hearing? Yeah.
Caw-caw, caw-caw.
Caw-caw, caw-caw.
That's
Caw-caw.
That's what he's
Caw.
hearing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm gonna take a guy that did pretty well last week. He's done pretty well lately. Won one in November, and he's finished second a couple times. So Nikolai Hoshgard.
Yeah. Runner up last week. Good pick. This week I'm going with Wyndham Clark. That motherfucker's going to live soon, probably. So I'm getting him out of the way right now. And there's no cut this week, so I really don't give a shit. Just get rid of all the trash and save the good golfers for the better tournaments is my plan. So we go with Windy this week. Wyndham Clark in the wind. Cody.
I'm gonna go with let's say, was it Tommy Fleetwood?
Thomas Fleetwood. What up, Cody Jr.? All right, we'll get Parrot's pick here in a minute. When
Obviously, we don't run enough at practice because he's not tired.
You make him run lines.
Goddamn right, I make them run line.
about to run some more.
Yeah, you gotta learn. You gotta learn to run them at some point.
Right. So let's peek over to the NFL, and we got our Super Bowl matchup.
Yeah, Chiefs and Niners. I mean, not totally a surprise, right? I mean, the Ravens were a little bit just as flat as they came out, but Todd Monken just called an absolute shit game. And the Niners should have lost, but Detroit went back to the 2019 Lions in the second half of that game and absolutely blew it. So yeah, we get Niners Chiefs, probably the two teams that nobody besides Niners fans and Chiefs fans wanted to see there. I think everyone wanted probably a Ravens Lions Super Bowl in the country if you had to pick, but hey man, it just means we get to see more T Swift. So that'll be great. But yeah, I mean, two different games, low scoring, right? Baltimore and Kansas City, and God, the Ravens they just couldn't move the ball.
Dude,
Todd
Spagnola's called great. Did you see that stat about the Chiefs' last 8 games? The second half, in the second half of their last 8 games, they've only given up 32 total points. 4 points a game.
That's
so that
insane.
adjustment at halftime that Spagnola's doing for that team, unbelievable.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I think Spags is a great defensive coordinator, but you had Todd Monken calling plays for Lamar like he was Tom Brady. It just didn't make sense. I mean, Lamar's not a stand in the pocket and throw quarterback, and that's what was happening. So it was super strange, very weird, but it is what it is.
Yep.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, and they choked again.
And Zay Flowers had about the best 5 minutes I've ever seen in the NFL.
God.
Taunting penalty, just and then same guy Spears comes through and stretch him at the half-yard line, and then he slaps his hand on his helmet and cuts his finger.
Cut your finger on your helmet. Yeah, not a great
times is the worst of times.
Yeah, like it was a rough game for him, and the Chiefs pretty much controlled it, but I mean, Kelsey, we saw the stats that we talked about Travis Kelsey, those last 12 games, 104 catches, like 1,100 yards and 13 tutties. And we were talking, like, in order to stop the Chiefs, first you got to stop Mahomes, but Mahomes only goes to Rice at this point, and he goes to Scantling now for a little shit over the top of the game. But Kelsey's his guy, but somehow that dude, no matter what the coverage is always open.
Yeah.
Makes zero sense to me.
I mean, whatever happened at the end of the regular season made no sense with how bad he was playing. And then playoffs came on, they flipped a switch, and he's Travis Kelsey of old, and he's catching everything, and he's getting open. I mean, I think Andy Reid's finally figuring out where soft zones are, but goddamn, you just can't let these guys play zone on you all day. And it is what it is. Now, the thing is, Baltimore's defense was really good. I mean, Baltimore's defense looked great, but the offense didn't do anything for them. I mean, shit, they gave up 17 points. I mean, what else are you going to ask for?
What else can you do
from your defense when they give up 17 points to Mahomes and Kelsey? And Kelsey was burning them, but they just kept stopping them.
But only gave up 17 because they should have put up probably 30 the way they were moving up and down the field at first, in the first half especially.
Yeah.
But, then defense shut it down, but they're calling those plays for Lamar, and I didn't get it. And it was too little too late when they finally just let him do his thing and run. It was just too late at that point. Didn't have enough time.
I think Lamar gets caught up in trying to make a point that he can pass from the pocket. Instead of just letting it rip. If you got to run, take off and run.
Exactly. What he should do.
I mean, like, just do what you got to do. You don't have to make a point. Like, it seemed like that first half, that's what it felt like. It felt like they were just trying to make a point that we're going to pass from the pocket this whole time, and the ball went nowhere. And by the time he started running the ball, and they started moving, it was too late for him.
Well, I mean, like you said, it was kind of the tail that way both times, right? Monken got destroyed, and then you go to the second game, and Lions win the game. If Dan Campbell just kicks one goddamn field goal, he kicks that first field goal up 14-0 to go up up 14 points to go up 3 scores. It changes the entire complexion of how San Fran has to play that football game. Instead, what happens? You don't kick the field goal. Then what happens right after that?
And then 2 bad breaks right after that.
You give up the old tip catch by Ayuk, which was amazing. I mean,
that and a fumble right after that. Like, you can't
yeah, and then you fumble the next
kickoff.
Even write
that.
You knew right there it was over. You knew right there it was done. They were dead in the water after that. So, yeah, I mean, it's just 2 different ways that coaches played it, and you see the coaches that made the bad decisions lost, and the ones that played it a little bit safer. Like, I'll give it to Shanahan, man. He don't win those games down big points, and he's done it now 2 weeks in a row because he's sticking to the run and he's not being dumb. I think he finally realized no matter what, I'm just going to run the ball after the whole
I think debacle. So.
Yeah. I'm going to throw the ball 100 times. Nah, we're going to run it because you got Christian McCaffrey. I mean, and then when McCaffrey gets going, that play action with Purdy is about unstoppable. Because, I mean, you normally got Ayuk in the corner, wide open. You got Debo coming across the middle, wide open. Kittle is usually blocking, or at least he comes out, usually open. And then if not, who do you got in the backfield? Oh, yeah, that's right. McCaffrey's going to go out for 2 yards, and good luck trying to get him. So it'll set up for a good Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't blame Dan Campbell, though, man. I don't blame him. You gotta dance with what got you there. Like, He been doing it all season, and I mean, the only thing with him, like right now, I mean, that's the farthest the Lions have ever gotten in, I don't know, 2 generations probably. So,
First
and a
I've
lot of
gotten since
things,
1957 or some shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
And
mean, and a lot of things fell their way this season, but
but he lived and died by his sword.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. And I mean, you got to think, a ball tipped off of a face mask
oh yeah.
and a freak fumble right after. Like, I mean, if that doesn't happen, we still might have a different ball. We might be having a different conversation.
Very
Mhm.
well could be.
You
But
know,
it's
it's
just you knew the
it's
shoe was
crazy.
gonna drop at some point. You're
Yeah,
watching them go up, you're like, damn, this is wild. And it's happening,
yeah.
it's like something's gotta give, maybe. But I thought when they went up like that, I'm like, man, all you gotta do is just change MCDC had to change how he's doing his shit. And nope, still live and die by the sword.
Yeah.
And
Which
fucking died.
again, I
Whatever, he's
agree. I
aggressive. I
agree.
don't fault him.
I agree with you guys, right? You have to live by it. But I think also there's a situation in your head where you have to go, this is kind of fucking stupid. Like, it's the NFC title game. There's 6 minutes left in the third quarter. There's San Fran might have five possessions left, and we're going to be up by 3. And we can
Right.
probably score on one of those or at least control, or maybe we give them 4 possessions. And all we got to do is stop them once at the worst to tie the game. I mean, you have to think about that shit in those situations. I get it. You're aggressive. Now, the second one, I don't blame him for. To kick the field goal to tie the game, I would have went for that too. I mean, and again, on both of those fourth downs too, what happened? Someone dropped the ball.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the second one was a little worse of a throw, but the ball still hit. Who was it? Reynolds? I think the ball
Yep.
still hit
Yeah, it
Reynolds'
hit
hand.
He
hands. Like
dropped
it
two.
should have been caught.
Yeah,
Goof
Both
see,
should have
had
been
Goof had
caught.
a good
cannot
game,
blame
man.
Goof. Yes, he
Goof had
did.
a good game. He didn't. I mean, in all honesty, all quarterbacks had a pretty decent game. Lamar obviously didn't, but running he did. Passing, passing when he could, he was hitting flowers all over the place. But
Yeah.
the
But
lanes closed up. The
but
ball
when
was
you
getting
look at
batted
it,
down. But
though, they only held him to 81 yards. And what, a lot of that was in the fourth quarter, last 10 minutes of the fourth.
Yeah.
So they did good shutting him down. But to your point, he was in the pocket all the time. You're like, what the fuck? Why isn't this dude running?
Yeah.
Like, made zero sense. But now we get the Super Bowl, and when you sent that, Barrett, I was like, shit, I forgot they played 4 years ago. I couldn't remember who the Chiefs beat 4 years ago, and then I went back and looked. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that game. I had to go back and look at everything that happened. I'm like, I remember it now.
yeah,
It
that
was
was a
Oh
game
Jimmy
yeah.
where
G.
that was
Yeah,
a
that was
game
the
where
Jimmy
they were
G
up again.
eyes closed interception, wasn't it?
Pretty much.
Yeah, and what Mahomes hit Hill for like a 60-yarder or something
Mm-hmm.
to was that was like with 8 minutes in the fourth and they were down 11. And
Yep.
then I think he hit Tyreek for like a 60-yarder, and then that pretty much turned the entire game around at that point because they
Mm-hmm.
scored like right after that and then went down and scored again. But
Do we have our bird back? Or is he still nodding his head at somebody else?
oh,
Oh, yeah, he must still be on the phone. You just talk so much shit about this kid, and he wouldn't even hear us because he's not. I think he's on the phone, but I don't know because he's not saying a word.
yeah. So
Bird.
so it'll be a good Super Bowl, I think. I mean it should be an interesting one. But
1.5 line. Niners by 1.5 right now.
yeah, I mean, at this point, it's hard to bet against the Chiefs as an underdog. So
Man,
That's
right?
what I've been saying, man. They've wanted to go on the road. They've been loving this villain. It's funny when we looked at when they were playing the Patriots. What was it, 4 or 5 years ago in the AFC Championship? Who wants the Chiefs to win? All of America except New England wanted New England. Now it's switched. In the AFC Championship this week. And the Super Bowl, that one cracked me up where it
that
said,
was
who do you want to win?
good. Everyone says nobody.
KC, San Fran, everybody else, nobody. Can they tie? Can they do nothing?
Yeah, that was good. But I mean, yeah, it's gonna be it's your defense versus offense, right? But Kansas City's offense can show up. I mean, shit, Chase Young, since he got traded, hasn't done fuck. He looks like he doesn't even want to play. That San Francisco
Yeah.
defense is getting torched.
Yeah,
So
he's just taking plays off and shit. And it's like, come on, man. But
yeah. I mean, he should have been rejuvenated going from shit Washington to San Fran,
Right.
and he looks worse.
So
So
we'll get into the Super Bowl next week, but the Sea Chickens, so they hired Ravens defensive coordinator, speaking of which, Mike McDonald, 36-year-old. Again, the league's like still kind of heading that way where they're trying to find that next young guy that's going to bring him to where it is. And it's what, like a 6-year deal, isn't it? It's a
I think
long
Yeah, they
deal.
gotta find the next set of coaches to start recycling, man. These dudes getting old.
I mean, yeah, if you really look at it, you got what Andy Reid left probably of like the big time coaching trees. I mean, obviously
Think so.
Belichick can still get a job, but I
Yeah.
think it's really Reid is like the only one left.
Him and what's his name? Spagnolo.
But he won't be a head coach again.
No.
Spagnolo, nah.
No,
No,
he'll
did you
just
see
be
what
a
they
DC.
said? Do you see what they said? I think I saw something on that, and they're like his record as a head coach is so bad that he just gets to stay in Kansas City and be a defensive coordinator. He goes, it's the best world for Spagnola.
Oh, it is because he's like 11-45 or
Yeah, it's
43,
bad.
some shit. It's awful.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
You see
Yeah, I'd
this?
say everybody ain't meant to be a coach.
No, exactly. You can't be a head coach, and there's
But you
nothing
can be
wrong
a
with
stud
that.
DC. It's like Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's the same thing. I think if he left and went to head coach somewhere, he's not going to have success like he does in Dallas. He's a better DC than head coach.
Yeah, I mean, it all depends, right? Some people like the power, some people just want to fucking
Mm-hmm.
win, and that's all that it comes down to at the end of the day. You see, the good coaches want to win, the bad coaches want the power. It's simple as it. Look at Sirianni; he ain't gonna be shit here in 2 years. He'll be done. He'll be done and gone because he can't control his locker room. I mean, because he wants to be a douchebag. That's it.
Well, that and he like willingly hired Matt Patricia.
Yeah, I love
Like,
that. I was kind of hoping that he would have stayed, but
like that's a fireable offense right there in itself.
Got
And
worse.
you looked him out. You looked him up to find him and hired him.
when will people realize that everyone who's under Belichick didn't do shit and it's only been Belichick and only will be Belichick? Like,
Well,
there's not been one good coordinator he has produced. He is like the ultimate. He's just got to be like the worst, the big like micromanager. But this is my, you got a team at work. This is my project. It's done, but I'll give credit to everyone because they're there, even though I did the whole thing. That seems like
Right.
what Belichick is.
yeah, because they were all about what's his nuts, and he's gone. McDaniels.
McDaniels, oh yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
who haven't they been all about? McDaniels, I guess maybe what Charlie Weiss and Romeo. Them probably be the only two that they weren't all about.
So here's a fun
Mhm.
stat. In 38 years, how many playoff wins does the Bill Belichick coaching tree have? Outside of Bill, obviously.
As a head coach,
Yep.
Isn't it like 3?
I was
Yep.
gonna I was gonna say yeah, 5 max. So
3. I mean, you just look at who they had. They had Algro, Nick Saban, which obviously he's the GOAT somewhere else. Romeo Crennel, Eric Mangini, Josh McDaniels, Bill O'Brien, Matt Patricia, Brian Flores, Joe Judge, Brian Dabble.
so
So
what? Mangini had 2 of them.
yeah. And then Brian Dabble. I mean, Brian Dabble's all right, but we saw what they were this year. But
Eh,
they did lose their quarterback, so you don't really know. The Giants, I think, are just an average team, 9-8, 10-7. They could be, but they're not going to win any. They're not going to a Super Bowl.
No, they're not going to the goddamn Super Bowl. They're about to lose the bet. They're about to lose the best player on their team to free agency.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's just exactly that right there, right? You look at those, you look at that style and the playoff wins that they don't have. It makes all the sense, and it is what it is. But if you look at like an Andy Reid, those guys had playoff wins, and who was right above him, who was the dude in Green Bay, Mike Holmgren. Look at Mike Holmgren.
Yeah.
Holmgren, I mean, he's the one that produced the Reeds and all these other monster coaches in the world who win. And Mike Holmgren was a winner. Simple as that. So
Yeah. And they used to dog Mike Holmgren too. That's the crazy part.
I would
They
have.
used to call him every type of loser and non-winner. You can't win the big one. Favre carried him.
The media seems like it's been the same over and over. Then, huh?
Oh, hey,
Right.
so your playoff thing from your playoff tree, it's only Bill O'Brien has 2 of those wins.
O'Brien. Okay.
who's now, makes sense. Dude, my favorite stat, Bill O'Brien, obviously the OC now at Ohio State. My favorite stat I've heard about Bill O'Brien. He played 8 seasons, or he coached 8 seasons either under Saban or Belichick and has no championship.
I did see that. I did, yes.
8 seasons under either Belichick or Saban and no title.
Obviously, he's the problem.
And he's gonna have one under Ryan Day. It's crazy.
Dude, I swear to God, if they don't win next year, Ryan Day better be gone.
He will be gone for sure.
Maybe
With
that's
that
part of.
fucking team they got coming in, like
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe that's all a part of Bill O'Brien's plan.
get him out so he can be the head coach.
That would be I don't even know. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even care. This is like the first time that I'm actually happy football's about over.
Yeah,
I'm normally at this point like stressing because I'm not gonna
I'm
have
more
football.
excited for NASCAR to start.
I am so happy football's gonna be over.
Yeah.
Who was it that Bill O'Brien? They said Bill O'Brien. Was it maybe it was at Alabama where he was like trying to tell a quarterback? Was it maybe it was Milrow? And he said Milrow wasn't a quarterback, and he tried to switch him positions.
Oh yeah. Yep. Definitely. It definitely was him.
And that's what got him ran up out of there. Oh, right there, you
Somehow he
better
ends
watch
up
it
at
back.
Ohio State. I don't.
Yeah,
I was like, that's the last dude. You could have given me 100 names. I would have not said Bill O'Brien as OC.
Never. Would not have guessed that at all.
Nope. So, because our new president, right? Or our new AD. I'm sorry, took over for Gene. He was from where? A&M.
Texas A&M. Yeah.
Yep. We'll see. They spent what 14 million in the portal and got a lot of guys coming in. Couple of studs at quarterback, and they got Rogers. Was it Will Rogers coming in from K-State, and then you got Aaron or Will Howard. Thank you, Will Rogers, Will Howard, and then you got Julian's coming in, Aaron Olin's coming in. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do, and so that kind of tells me right there, Devin Brown's gone, with those three right there, he's gone.
No
Lincoln
doubt.
Kienholt's gone. So, it's either going to be, Julian's team or Ayers' team, but we'll see. And we'll see how they play out. Obviously, they got that kid from Ole Miss. And I think, were you the one, Bear, telling me he had some troubles in the Ole Miss locker room?
That's what they said. I mean, that's what they said, right? Those are the reports. That's what I read. So
as long as he can keep his nose clean and straight, he's good.
Yeah.
It'll be good. And they returning most of the team. So
I think Parrot's finally back. Parrot,
is he back? Parrot, you're back.
Yes.
Do you have
Sorry, I had
we need
a
your golf
guy.
pick.
Oh shoot! Is it
No,
the
you're
Pro-Am?
It's the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Yeah.
Yep.
Who was who you had a guy call about what? I got to hear the story because we were trying to figure out what was being said to you.
No, I called a DJ earlier, and he was just calling me back.
Dude, Cody's a DJ. He'll DJ your wedding.
I just got like
got
half
you.
off for it because my uncle booked them 2 weeks ago.
do it for a
no
quarter.
shit. There,
Yeah.
a
Give
quarter.
me a quarter of the price and a bottle. We good.
You don't need a DJ when you got Spotify. Just
Yeah.
have a
Right.
play.
Yeah, that's what Cody be up there doing, playing Spotify and drinking Sailor Jerry.
Hell yeah, man. That's all you got to do. Pay me some Sailor Jerry.
Parrot, what do you got?
I'm looking it up. I'm trying to see the roster.
It looks like you're looking at a game.
I'm not looking at shit. I'm looking at my iPad.
Now you are.
Looks like you got a jewel on your chin.
That looks like a pregnancy test. I think it's a blue plus sign.
Hopefully the piss
Give me
mouth.
Eric Cole.
Eric Cole, Michael
Hey,
Cole's brother.
So we just finished NFL. I tried to prolong this so you could come back. What was your take you wanted to mention today?
Oh, I mean, I just wanted. All I was gonna say is, firstly, I want to give the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, their dues because, they got back again. But I mean, it's just now that Tom Brady's gone, the only other person that Mahomes has lost to is the Bengals and Burrow. No one else has proved that they can beat him in the playoffs. And since Brady's gone, Josh Allen can't beat him in the playoffs. I mean, no one else has beat him in playoffs. I think the only person who has a shot, as of right now, unless the 49ers do the same thing, I think he's the only person who can compete and take that team out of the playoffs.
So this is his 4th Super Bowl, and he's not even 30 yet. And he's
Yeah,
2-1.
it's insane.
And just so I know we're forecasting future. Do you think? I mean, he obviously has the opportunity to overtake Brady as the quote unquote GOAT. Do you think he does it?
No.
I don't think he does. I think after Kelsey retires and Andy Reid's not going to be there forever. I mean, I think kind of once this team starts to disassemble, I mean, I don't think it's going to last. I don't know. I think he'll win Super Bowls with this coaching staff and, the team he has around him. But once Reid and Kelsey and all them are gone, it's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah, valid.
That's
I know
right.
there's
He'll be
that
playing
talk.
for the Rams by then.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be. I think once Reed leaves, he's gone from Kansas City.
And I don't think Kelsey's going to be there much longer. Honestly,
I don't
he
either.
could
He might
retire this
retire
year
after
or
this
next
year.
year. Yeah.
If he
So
wins it, I wouldn't
God.
be surprised if he left.
That's all we need is two more
that dude
funny
doesn't.
white
That
dudes
dude's
on
already
the
going to
team.
go down to be the best tight end in history.
Already happened. It already. That's the
Peyton
whole
and Eli?
rumor why he's going to retire is
Yeah,
because
him and Jason will go with
ESPN,
Peacock.
Jesus.
or someone already has or is
It's
about to buy
Peacock.
rights to their Peacock. Yeah, someone has rights to buy
Yeah.
the podcast. Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, two more unfunny related football players.
I mean, think about it. If this thing with him and Taylor is true and they're going to get married, why does he need to play football anymore? She's got
She's a
$800 million.
billionaire. Yeah.
He don't need to play. Why would you get your ass beat every week for 20 weeks?
But that's not
Or
what he wants, though. He wants to be. They want to be like Peyton and Eli.
I'm going to sit at home and do that too if
Yeah.
Taylor Swift has $800 million and she's going to be my sugar mama wife pretty much. I mean,
Remember,
Yeah,
she a billionaire now.
yeah, that was $800 million last time I checked. So once she goes and plays the Tokyo Dome and gets 9 stars from Dave Meltzer here, and
That's right. That's right. I was gonna say she ain't legit till she in the Tokyo Dome.
that's where she's at for the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You seen that?
She's gonna fly back. Yeah.
That ends Saturday, back to Vegas. It's like this is going to be a whole story for 2.
Oh, dude,
Lord.
she's got to go from like the Grammys this weekend to Tokyo,
9
back
stars.
to Vegas, get the 9 stars, back to Vegas, and then I think she's in Argentina or not Argentina, somewhere in the South America next. But yeah, it's that shit's wild. But we'll see what happens there. And Barrett, you might not be wrong. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. We talked about Mike McDonald got hired. So Dan Quinn staying in Dallas. No other real openings for him, right?
That's what I'm hoping. I haven't seen. I mean, it's all been hush hush, but
And Vrabel and Belichick probably out for the year.
No, Vrabel will be a coach.
What they got? What's left open? Commanders
and
which Ben Johnson turned down. So I think
yes, he did. So it could be Vrabel.
Yeah, he's staying in Detroit. So
it's Commanders and Falcons, isn't it?
Yeah, Falcons don't have a coach.
Yep. Yeah, I thought
Commanders,
they hired what's
Falcons.
his face?
Oh no, they did. They hired Raheem. No, they hired Raheem.
They hired Raheem.
Yep, they got Raheem. That's right.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, so Belichick's probably out.
Yeah,
but I know they're talking about next year. They're potentially talking that Fox is going to try to get Gronk, Belichick. They already got Brady, who's going to be the color guy. What's happening to Greg Olson? So he's out, right?
Second team now.
Yeah, which sucks because he don't deserve it.
No, he don't deserve it.
They were the best team. They've been the best team in years since like freaking Madden and Summerall.
For Fox.
Yeah, like they've been the best commentating team for Fox since Madden and Summerall. Like hands down.
Like Nance and Romo on CBS?
No, we're talking about Fox.
No, I'm asking about CBS.
No.
You don't like Nance and Romo?
No, not at all. I don't like Tony Romo.
My favorite is Michaels and Herbstreit. I love them on Thursday Night Football. Yes. I thought they were great together.
They were awesome together.
Yeah, like they sound like a father and son.
Yeah,
and like Al Michaels sounds like he just started drinking after he retired.
Yep. Al Michaels. Anytime Al Michaels starts making gambling references when the game's out of hand is my favorite because he don't give a shit at that point. He knows that the game's boring, and then what does he do? He comes in and boom, starts talking about gambling. I'm like, yep, Al Michaels is back.
Right. Yeah. Look
at
yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Grayson, you see Caleb? Yeah. He wants the
Yeah.
headset. Oh, well, the hot mic
Oh,
coming up.
hold on,
Oh
hold
boy,
on.
get that bleep button ready.
Right.
Hello, Caleb. Hello.
That was it.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be more than that.
My opinion. Jeez.
Mhm.
Need a little bit more than that.
Huh?
Grayson, can you run the triangle offense?
Huh? I don't know what that is.
Mhm.
Yeah, what's the triangle offense? Oh, it's basketball.
I could see Grayson
see,
playing center down low. He's like little
they
Jokic,
won the
and
last
then
one,
Right.
yeah, and then
won the
we got
last one by a pretty high score. So
Then Caleb coming down like
like
Murray.
Jamal Murray. But is it Murray?
Murray.
Yeah, that's
I've
our
been
new
known
Nuggets,
for
right? That's our new Nuggets right there.
There you go.
You better
Yeah.
show him how to start facilitating.
That's right. You got a pass from the block.
nah, not the Kansas Chiefs. The Kansas Swifties are gonna win.
All right,
Jeez.
Grayson got the Swifties.
Oh, hi, Parrot.
Oh.
Hi, buddy.
Baby bird reporting for duty.
And
So
there
I'd
ain't,
I
say
love it.
the Chiefs
there
are
ain't
going to
nothing
the
better
Kansas
than
City Swifties are winning.
ain't nothing better than Parrot getting roasted by Grayson. I like that.
He's been watching New Heights with his mom too much.
No, he doesn't watch New Heights, but she religiously will listen to it on Wednesdays. I caught part of it today, but I usually listen to Pat Mack.
That's
It's
the
like,
priority.
I do
yeah,
love
Pat
it.
is a priority.
Yeah.
And now he's back, speaking of which, because we can kind of flip over to wrestling here. He's back on the commentary team. He was at Royal Rumble, and now he's the Raw commentator with Michael Cole. And they
Yep.
go well together. You know, Michael Cole loves Pat Mack. Like, they are a good team together. You can see it come out on Michael Cole. He gets more excited when Pat Mack's there. He's like, oh, fuck, Corey Graves.
Well, you could
Oh.
tell when he came back for what was it? Was it Survivor Series? And it was a surprise and
Yeah.
Cole didn't
WrestleMania,
know.
wasn't it?
Was
That
it
he didn't
Mania? I
know?
can't remember when it was. But yeah, when he came back and, I mean, Cole marked out on himself.
That was
Right.
WrestleMania. He didn't know he was coming. And
That's
then
what
it
it
was
was.
like Survivor Series or SummerSlam too, that he came
Yeah, he
back and he
comes
didn't know.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, and then now, he's back and he knew this one obviously. And but let's talk about the Royal Rumble because we talked about wrestling or we talked about football, excuse me. Let's talk about the Royal Rumble and what happened there and that women's Rumble match. Really good to start the show. What'd you think,
Yep.
Bear and Cody?
Go ahead,
Oh
Cole.
yeah, that women's rumble, dude. Like once again, the women's rumble kind of outshined the men's rumble. And that was hard. It would have been hard to do this year. Now, years past, it'd have been easy. But this is what, the fifth women's rumble or sixth
I
one?
believe so, yeah.
Mhm.
Fifth or sixth. And out of those five, man, that women's rumble has kind of been the highlight, with the men's kind of being lackluster, with the exception of maybe like a few older names coming back. But the women's rumble was good. It was solid, man. And
Hey man, Naomi was back. She was in there a while
Naomi
too.
Naomi
So
came
is she going to
back.
be back?
She's back, I think.
Mhm.
And we
Yeah.
did see
And Jordan Grace
Jordan
up
Grace
there.
from TNA, the TNA Women Knockout
Yeah.
Women's Champ. That was
Little
nice to
Mama
see that
Pump.
crossover. Yeah,
Yeah. But
Little
I
Mama
think
Pump.
there's enough rapport, I think, between WWE and TNA or Impact or whatever they are. There's enough rapport, I think, that at least on the women's side, that they're going to let those girls come in no matter what.
You think they'll let Okada come in now that he's at TNA, which was surprising?
Dude, Okada signed to WWE, man. I'm telling you.
You think so?
I know so.
They're just
I
playing with him.
seen earlier today, something came through. All the Okada merchandise was pulled from Pro Wrestling Tees.
And that's what
Uh,
TNA uses as well as
yeah,
AEW. Do they use them anymore or
AEW
no?
does too. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
like any merchandise that was Okada's that was on Pro Wrestling Tees website, they had to pull it within the next like 48 hours.
Huh. Well, we know that it was a fun Rumble. Jade Cargill came in, dude. Huge
Yeah.
pop. And she stood toe to toe with
Picked up
Bianca.
Naya.
Yeah.
no shit. Picked up Nia on her shoulder like it was nothing.
Yeah.
That was like
dude.
Cena picking up Show. That I thought that was more impressive because she literally one-armed
She
her
picked
up,
her up.
no
Yeah.
problem. And I'm like, holy shit.
Truth coming into the women's was
Oh,
fucking
dude,
hilarious.
Truth
That was
coming in.
actually fun. That made me laugh, man. I
Oh,
ain't
I
gonna lie.
laughed.
That made me laugh.
If any person thought that was dumb or not funny, you're a square, dude.
As
That
you
was
said,
hilarious.
as you said, dude, he is the comedic relief in WWE, but it's
Yeah.
good and it's good fun
Like,
and it's smart fun. And we'll talk about the men's rumble, what he did there, because that was probably
That was good
the
too.
best thing I've
yeah.
ever seen.
Like R-Truth is actual comedy. Like that's what sports entertainment is supposed to be, not the other bullshit. Like that's what it's supposed to be, man. You can like it was still serious enough, like, oh yeah, he getting ready to get in the rumble. And then he gets to the wrong rumble.
Yeah.
You know,
And he's looking around, that's what makes it. He's like, he's just confused as shit, just looking around. He's like,
right.
wait a second. Like, that's what makes it the best. Just his facials made that whole thing right there.
Yeah.
And people forget, dude, 52 years old.
He's been 24 for the last 30 years. That's
Right,
really
man.
what it is.
Don't crack.
He actually looks younger now than he did
When
20
he was
years
K
ago.
Quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, shit, he was hanging out with Road Dogg at that point.
Yep. Yeah,
That's
dude.
true.
He's been around forever. You hear all good things about him in the locker room. He's just a good dude and he's fun. And him coming in, but we get down to that final four, and I think all of us had two. Well, sorry, Dub had three. Bear would have had three, but I had to go back and watch it. If you said, did you guys watch it? The women's?
So I didn't get
Mhm.
home until the four into the men, so I didn't get to see anything
So
besides the men's.
Tiffany Stratton was like leaning back, holding on to Bianca's ponytail, right? Leaning straight back. And I was like, oh, that's pretty neat. And they both get pushed off. And I'm like, oh, wait. And because Dub had Stratton and you had Bianca, and I had to go back and watch who was in the top four because that was for fourth and fifth. And so Bianca's feet hit first. Tiffany fell straight back and her feet were still in the air. So when you look on Wikipedia, it said Stratton was fifth, but you go on to the other site and you see, and I went back and watched, and you're like, oh nope, she was fourth. Feet were in the air. So I was like, that is hilarious.
Who is she from NXT? Tiffany Stratton? Who is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's NXT.
Okay. I've
That's
heard the
Raleigh.
name. I just
She'll be
couldn't
good
remember.
too. She's really good.
Yeah, that's Raleigh.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. She's good. And so sick, because we've got 7 people making picks now. 6 of us had Bailey to win. The only one that didn't.
Who was the final four then?
It was Bailey, Liv Morgan, Tiffany
Liv.
Stratton, and Jade.
Okay. So Liv was the fourth.
Liv came, she was 30. So, and we forgot
Yeah.
about her. And so she came in, she finished in the top 4. And Bailey, got it. I think she threw out Liv at the end, right? Was Jade, I think, was third.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was down to Jade, Liv, and Bailey. And I can't remember how Jade got out. And then Bailey ended up winning. So
it's kind of silly that they wouldn't have Jade and Bailey, but maybe they're setting something up.
They're setting up with Bianca because you could see it when they lined up. They lined it, and you didn't see it, Bear, but Jade and Bianca lined up middle of the ring, and people were going
Yeah,
nuts.
they had a face off. Yeah,
dude,
it was
because they're both jacked.
I would have too. I would have
Yeah.
popped for that. I think that would be a hell of a WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's definitely going to happen. They don't, and those two, they don't need a belt for that match.
No,
not at all.
No.
And
Because they'll put on a 20-minute banger, no doubt.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And then you're going to get Bailey probably against Io is what I think is going to happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And you're going to get the chamber if they do a women's chamber, which I'm sure they will. You're going to get the winner of that going off to face old Rhea. So probably going to be Charlotte or Becky or somebody we're used to is going to be the one that goes in there. We had and there was only a few other matches. So Logan Paul beat Kevin Owens. I like how they did that.
How was that? Because I didn't see that or the Rome match either. So
it was good. It was a good match, and I liked what happened there. And you're like, oh, they gave because who came out, Cody, and gave the brass knucks to Logan. It was
one of
the
his
other
buddies.
two that hate Owen. No, it wasn't one of his buddies. It's the other two. Grayson.
Oh yeah, Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. One of
Theory.
those two put the knucks on Kevin or on Logan Paul. Kevin Owens got him off, and then punched Logan
Yeah.
and goes down, pins him. You're like, oh shit, U.S. title's changing. Ref gets down 1, 2, stops right before he hits the mat, and he
Sees the
points and
Nux.
sees the Nux. Yeah. I was like, I
Nice.
like that because you don't see that. And people were bitching, oh, you get a DQ on a pay-per-view. Fuck you. Like it's something different. And it was very different that they called it on a face
Yeah, but that's old school. I mean, that's
Right.
he
80s,
didn't
that's 70s
conceal
and
it.
80s wrestling.
Yes, it
That's
was
what people,
perfect.
of course, people are
Right.
going to bitch about it,
I
but
think
that
that's
just
what's
sets
gonna
up
start
further story.
happening.
Yeah.
I think the sport, the quote unquote sports entertainment people are about to start getting weeded out.
Yep.
Now that Hunter's got all power,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
we're gonna get pro wrestling finishes now.
Yeah, exactly. And
I
actual
haven't seen
stories.
that and I haven't seen that finish in years, man.
Yep. And you got the Roman, we had Roman Takashida's getting ready to fight Jericho, by the way. Or next week he's fighting him on AEW. And Takashita and
Just
Jericho.
saw that. Yep.
So and Roman, the Roman, Randy, AJ, LA Knight match, it was okay. I knew AJ was going to be the one to take the fall because they don't want to take it off Orton or LA Knight. And AJ just doesn't care now. And he's just a filler in these main event matches. And I was talking to Dub because you guys, I didn't think were watching. And we were talking about how Roman was the youngest guy in that match at 38.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy, ain't it?
LA Knight's 41, Orton's 43, and AJ's, I think, 45 or 6.
That's nuts.
And AJ's the one that's in the best shape to just plow around the ring. And obviously Orton's jacked and all of that shit, but it was okay. I mean, you knew Roman was going to win, and that's okay. So, but now we don't know because we'll talk about the men's rumble. So no surprises, kind of boring. I thought Gunther, they should have pushed him a little bit more. We found out that Brock, who I had Drew in, so I would have had the top 4 right, but I took him out because somebody mentioned Brock, threw him in. Obviously, Brock didn't show up, and we found out later, so that's why I didn't change it because I was like, it'd be different if we knew that, like, hey, somebody's hurt, they're not in a match. You can change your pick. Rumble's all a hearsay guess. You have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
And
They did.
So
they did it. They couldn't have been more boring. It was probably the most boring Rumble, and I get why. I mean, I get it. Obviously, Brock was going to come in. He didn't.
So Braun Breaker, but they said Braun Breaker eliminated everybody he would have and got thrown out by who he would have got thrown out, which was Dominic. And I'm like, for what? Who would he have? What would
Allegedly,
that
they said that Dominic and Brock were going to have a match at Elimination Chamber, which makes no sense. I don't quite understand,
but I don't think this Rumble really needed Brock. I mean, this one of the men's Rumble, I think this was probably the most intriguing in a long time because you didn't really know who was going to win it.
Bullshit. We all had Cody or Punk. We were all right.
I mean,
when it came down to the last two, half of us were going to be right.
Yeah, but even out of those two, there were still outside guys that would have like legitimate shots.
Oh yeah, Drew, Gunther.
Yeah, Drew, Gunther, because now we got the participation title, the world title. No matter what Seth Rollins wants to call it, he can call it the working man's title. It's the participation world title. But, because you have 2 title matches now, there's a lot that, you could have had Drew going for that or Gunther going for it. Cody and Punk could have went for it. I'm trying to think who else.
Drew.
Who else would have been outside? Shoot, it'll come to me later on. Hell, Damian Priest, if he would have jumped in the Rumble, if he would have jumped in, he would have had a legit shot at winning it. So,
and then we were talking about Punk and Cody the last 2, and it just dragged on, and we're like, this is dragging on. Punk looks like shit. He looks gassed. Well, come to find out, motherfucker was injured. Tore his tricep.
Yeah.
So,
Poor
which
Punk,
is just wild. We're sitting here like, man, he looks awful. Couldn't pick him up. The GTS looked like shit, and the next day you find out, Bear, you text us.
Yep.
Tore his tricep. We're like, oh, fuck. Well, that makes more sense now.
Which is wild. So now he won't be at Mania.
So now you're getting that teaser of Seth and Cody.
Which I would like, honestly. I think if they were smart, that's what they do. And then you just let Rock and Roman do it. I mean, you're going to get you'll get that outside crowd. You'll get those random ass Peacock subscriptions coming in. They have to do. I mean, you have to do it now because I truly think Rock probably would have been special guest ref or some shit in a Roman Cody match, right?
Yeah, probably.
I think you got to do it now. I think you have to have Rock and Roman. I'm not saying he's got to win, but I just think you have to have the match.
Yeah, and if it's not, if they do them at Chamber, which could happen still, we don't know. We're gonna find.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
good
what
thing
I'm
about it. You
hoping.
just literally don't know. And
See,
then,
In the chamber in Australia.
yes,
So there
Perth.
you go.
Yep,
Send old Dwayne to Australia and get him the hell out the way.
yep. And then
Jesus.
come. I would love to see like Roman and Gunther
yes,
WrestleMania.
that's what I
That
was
would
going
be
to say.
fucking amazing.
I think
Mhm.
it's time. I think it's time to. I think
I
it's
mean,
time
that could
to
be
get
even the
Gunther.
chamber.
So
That's what I'm trying to figure out. What the Rock, like, Dwayne? What are you coming back for? We don't need. You're not needed anymore, Dwayne. All right, just go sit on the board, buy everybody some F-150s, and shut the hell up. All right, go ahead and take your little
hey,
$7. Take your $7 and go buy some sub sandwiches or whatever you're gonna
hey,
do.
hey, he's not pooping on people. Okay, leave him alone.
Like, Jesus, man. Dude can't, I swear, he's like the Nicki Minaj of wrestling, man. He can't handle somebody else remotely getting some spotlight, man. Like, let Roman get his shine. Roman been out here getting shine for years. You the one that chose to go to Hollywood. You the one that chose to go and ruin the DC comic multiverse with that horrible ass movie. Nobody tell you to do
Hey
that.
man, it was all right. It was all right.
Well, Black Adam was a atom bomb. That's what it was.
It was all right, man. It was all right.
Yeah, ask the DC multiverse the next movie coming out. Ain't no more. He blew that shit away. Let Roman get his shine, man. He ain't nothing else for him to destroy. All right, you already done took the XFL and buried it. Like, come on, man.
They
Leave
didn't
well enough
bury it, man.
alone.
They merged.
Birds buried. It's all same. USFL bought him out. You know how bad you gotta be for the USFL to buy you out.
They didn't buy them out. They bought them out.
Like, no, it's the other way around.
No,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure USFL bought him.
no. XFL, they have more money in it than ownership stake.
They must be taking Dwayne's then. They added some F-150s in.
Every employee gets an F-150.
Yeah, so it was Dwayne's stake and 7 F-150s.
And I hope that Dwayne, for some reason, is bored, got nothing to do, listens to this, and then puts an F-150 in Cody's driveway with a big bow on it that says, "From your boy, Dwayne Johnson."
That's right, $7 worth of gas.
I hope he just passes off that. And then no, I need him to drop an F-150 to Bird's house.
Yeah.
It's got to be 4-wheel drive, though. Got to pull a trailer.
Like, just, geez, oh, peace, Dwayne, man. Let Roman live, man. We don't need you. We could have had Roman and Gunther at Elimination Chamber, or Roman and LA Knight rematch at Elimination Chamber. Like, hell, we could have had another Fatal 4-Way at Elimination Chamber. That could have been the Elimination Chamber match right there.
We could have had an Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
they
could have
got
been the chamber match. But no. Somebody got to come in and because he can't make no more good movies. We run out of remakes to do.
Oh man, he's still got to do he's got
Yeah,
to do another spin-off of Fast and Furious. Now it's
I
just going to
was
be a
say,
Hobbs movie.
Jesus.
yeah, just like wait for Fast 12 or 15 or whatever it is. I mean, that's what's left for the Fast series, the Tour de France.
Yeah. Get on
Yeah,
the bikes.
before you know it, Vin Diesel is going to be racing his hover round through the
Right.
streets.
Yeah, and he won't even be in the next one's supposed to be Dwayne's own Hobbs movie. He had Hobbs and Shaw with Statham. Now he's supposed to have Hobbs, just him. And
Oh God.
yeah, be interesting.
That'll be
Jumanji 14.
that'll be the movie to blow up the Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh, it should have already been blown up.
Jesus, he might as well make another damn game plan too. At this rate,
Did you like Ballers though?
I never watched Ballers.
It was pretty good. I know Parrot liked Ballers. Parrot's the one that got me to Ballers.
Yeah, but it was on HBO, and I don't know, I never had HBO,
Well, why not?
so I don't know, man. It's just one for me.
Because if they didn't have The Sopranos or Game of Thrones, HBO would be shit.
They got
Yeah,
some other
'cause
good ones on there.
boxing.
But not Sopranos or Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch Game of Thrones. Everyone just talks about it. But
Oh, dude, I love Curb, but Curb's ending.
yeah,
I,
okay, I'll give you that. Yep, I forgot about Curb.
But it's
I
ending.
always thought the throne from Game of Thrones was pretty dope.
Yeah, it was dope. And then but their big one True Detective's pretty good. Their big one right now though, there's two of them. Succession, which I need to get into. I've heard a lot of good things about it. White Lotus doesn't interest me, but I know a lot of people talk about that. It's just not my cup of tea. Peacemaker was good too. Cena in Peacemaker, I don't know if you ever saw that. Cena rocked that shit out.
Is that the one where he looked like what's the dude? What's the figure from Jingle All the Way? Turbo Man. He look like Turbo Man?
No, not at all.
John Cena?
It's a blue suit.
Oh, okay. So Blue Turbo Man.
Yeah, there you go.
All
But
right,
no,
my bad.
he's
Blue
funny
Curb.
as shit though, because he's
Sure.
a villain, but he's a piece of shit, and all he does is swear. And he's like, I remember the last episode, the Justice League shows up. He's like, "You're fucking late," after they just killed all these aliens, and he like Aquaman. He's just looking at him. He's like, "Why don't you go fuck another fish and just do that?" And he's like, "Hey," he's like, "That's a terrible rumor." He's like, "It's not a rumor if it's true." And then Aquaman just, "Fuck you, Barry." So no, that was Peacemaker was probably the best DC live show that they ever did. Cena is dude's got some chops, and I appreciate him more than fucking Dwayne because he actually puts some chops into it. Doesn't play the same character every fucking time, and
Yeah, Dwayne is kind of like the Black Tom Cruise.
yeah, that's a good
Just
way to put
taller.
it. Just
Like
taller and beefier and
just taller. Yeah,
more
like just
Samoan.
a full size Tom Cruise.
I like how Cena is against Gronk in the Kick of Destiny on FanDuel now. Like that's where
Is
Cena.
he?
Oh, you haven't seen that commercial?
No.
Well, the Gronk, he busts through the wall, and they're talking. You can't see who they're talking to, and they're like, "Yeah, well, we can't wait for you to be the new FanDuel spokesperson." All this, and he busts through, and he goes, "No, I'm back. I'm making the field goal this year." And they're like, "Gronk, we already got somebody." And they roll over, and it's Cena, just 3-piece suit, sitting there, with his new hair and all that, and he just has this pissed off look on his face. Gronk's like, "No, we're doing Kick of Destiny 2. No bets. It's either make it or miss." And then the executive lady's like, "All right, we'll do it." And they turn to Cena. He goes, "I hope you miss Gronk." So now he's like against Gronk in the FanDuel thing. And I think there was another commercial I saw, but it was pretty fun. It was some good. It was great shit, pal. Great shit.
Great shit, pal. And
But
then
Oh, shoot.
I
and
listened
I don't
to
laugh about dumb fucking commercials, especially with Gronk in it. But that was pretty good. That one made me pop.
and Logan Paul. I knew he did some shady shit, back in Japan and all that. I was listening to Cena on his Impulsive podcast. First off, Cena is very humble and a lot of humility, and just talks people up, talks about things and how he fucked up with Dwayne back in the day. He's like when you called him out for writing shit on his arm, and he's like, shouldn't have done it. He's like, there's a way to do business and a way to do business, and that was not the right way. But he
Nah,
talked about
I don't
yeah,
see nothing wrong with that.
but Logan talks about Dwayne they were kind of not, they were close but not like tight, and he helped him out with a lot of shit. And then after he did that shit in Japan, Dwayne basically told him, take all my shit down. He heard it through a rep of Dwayne. Dwayne didn't even talk to him. He's like, take all the shit down. Nothing here, nothing there, and they haven't talked since. And Logan Paul owned up to a lot of that shit where he fucked up and did all that, and just said, he's like, I got to make rights with people, and he's like, I've been doing it this whole time because I fucked up. So it was nice to hear Logan actually had, and I think that dude's probably at this point very truthful about it, because I mean, from what everybody's saying in the locker room, like dude puts his shit in to WWE. Like he's all about it. He's training for it. He's doing his shit, talking to people, asking questions, doing his thing. So, hopefully, I mean, and he's obviously a draw for people. And I know, Cody, you're not a big fan of Logan Paul, but he is fun to watch.
Yeah. If you want to grow up enough, move your ass back into the continental United States.
Yeah, he's in
On
Puerto
up to
Rico.
all the other shit you done did.
Mhm.
Don't try to just name drop Dwayne because you fucked that up. Like, no, my only beef with Cena
Well,
was
and he didn't name drop him. Cena pulled it
yeah,
out of him.
yeah. And the only thing with Cena, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Is like how he was, you know, talking shit about Dwayne going to do movies and
No,
Cena was signing up to do the
and he
same
said
shit.
it. He mentioned that too. Cena did. He's like, I'm a
Yeah,
giant hypocrite. He's like, that's
yeah,
really what I am. He's like, I gave Dwayne all the shit in the world, and here I
yeah.
am doing the same thing. Why aren't you here on Monday? Where am I at?
Hmm.
I'm not there. He's like, I'm still involved, just like Dwayne is, but I'm not there. And he's like, I'm a giant hypocrite. Is what I
Yeah,
am. And
right.
like you said,
Well,
he wouldn't be doing movies if it wasn't for Dwayne.
right. I mean, did he say that shit about getting married to Nikki Bella?
No, he didn't talk about Nikki Bella.
Oh no, we don't talk about that. That's just okay. Never mind. Never mind. That's different thing. It's different thing.
I
Yeah.
mean, he must have known something. He got out of old
I would
Johnny
say,
Gase's
man.
back
Yeah,
pocket.
I'd
Good
say
for him.
maybe
That's
he knew something,
I was about to say, you go back now and you're like, maybe I don't want that to be my father-in-law.
right? You imagine getting them questions and, whew,
Ugh. I
whew,
feel bad.
Lord,
I feel bad for Triple H having to get them questions. He didn't do anything wrong either. It's just
right?
guilty by association,
Oh,
man.
my
Like, hey.
father-in-law's a piece of shit, and he shit on some woman. Sorry.
Right?
And I
How
told
do you
Parrot that
feel about
when
that?
I told Parrot that he was laughing for a while. He even told old Bree about the whole menage a trois. When whoa, what the fuck was that?
Oh, yeah, it
Uh,
was.
I
What was
didn't. I
happening?
mentioned menage a trois. I didn't need to see your dong, the Parrot dong. Like the fuck. And but yeah, it was some wild shit to read, and some of the shit Vince said. Took a shit on a girl in a menage a trois.
Yeah,
Like
man, that's
my
man.
God.
I tried to read through the lawsuit, like through the actual like paperwork. Woo, it's a doozy.
This is my thing. The first thing I saw, and I'm looking at that, and if all them texts are true, if Vince really texts like that, I would be shocked.
I can see it.
100. I'm looking and I'm like, there ain't no way some 7-year-old man's texting like that. Ain't no
I
way
can
in
see it.
fuck.
Motherfucker's
I can
almost
see it.
80.
Oh no, I can see it.
Well, didn't
He's
this all
not using
happen?
his.
Didn't this
He's not
happen back
using his
in 13
thumbs.
or 14 though? Isn't this when did this happen?
This is all recent.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
Uh,
like 10 years ago. That's why I thought that's what this whole thing came out of.
Yeah,
like,
he turned 79 this year.
yeah. Oh no, he ain't using his thumbs. He's got that. One of his assistants told him about that speech to text feature.
Nah, because there's like you and shit in there. No. He's texting with his fingers. You read them. Trust me, I read them texts and I'm like, man, if he texts like that, that shit's wild.
Whew.
But I saw which I need. I think I'll be interested to listen to. I saw Conrad put out a podcast with Bischoff and Jeff Jarrett, both on Vince this week. So
Mhm.
I'll be interested to see what they say about it.
Yeah, they because the thing with Brock, what he's involved in, McMahon apparently shared photos of Grant and a video of her urinating on an unnamed wrestler who requested it, and they're saying that was Brock.
I just don't believe that, man.
That's just how I know.
Man,
Same. Unless they got video evidence.
tell you,
I
man, he
mean,
must.
come on, man. You're going home to Sable. You ain't getting some. And I don't know. I didn't see this chick.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I
I
doubt you're
mean,
getting
Sable
some
is an
man fucking
antique at
pissing
this
on you.
point.
She is old.
I mean, she was old back in '97. I mean, like that skin was pulled pretty damn tight then.
You can't be more than 60.
Sable, she ain't 60 yet.
You sure?
She's like 55, 56.
I
I think
don't
she's
know,
like
man.
10 or 11 years older than Lesnar.
Yeah, but Lesnar ain't a spring chicken either, though.
He's 45, 46.
56. 56.
And he's what,
Okay, yeah.
45, 46?
Yeah. I mean, and
40,
that skin,
46.
Yeah.
July was, or Lesnar is July of 77, and Rena is August of 67. So, yeah, 10 years older.
Damn.
eh. Whew.
Well, I don't know. It's gonna be wild to see what
Think how many footballs they had to kill to pull that skin that tight back in '97, boy.
Parrot's like, what? So what as we wrap this one up, Bear, what's this deal with golf, PGA? Saw 3 billion getting put in
Yeah,
from the strategic sport group.
it's just to up the tournaments again, right? Because they want, the whole big thing of why people are leaving to go to live was the money, really. It wasn't the 3 day, the 3 rounds, all that shit. It was all about the money. So they're just getting more money in from where did it even come from? It came from
So it's a strategic like
some,
sports group,
yeah, some
SSG.
firm.
But it's so the Fenway group, the guy that owns the Bucks, the guy that owns the Mets, the guy that owns the Celtics. It's a bunch of different people just aligned to put money into golf.
Because they're probably getting back some
Yeah.
percentage of sponsorships and stuff to keep building it, which it makes sense, but that's what they're doing. They're putting in more money so these guys come back. I mean, that's all that it is in all reality. Get the biggest stars and bring them out and do that. And I think that's probably what they're going to do this week, or not this week. That's what they're going to do over this time is, to get these guys back, or when they merge, have them all come back or be together. But yeah, they're just throwing more money into it, obviously, to make the prizes bigger, which
Here,
I mean, I
here you
think
go.
that'll be pretty big.
So the strategic sports group, this is all who's in it. Fenway Sports Group, so they own the Red Sox, Liverpool, the Penguins, RFK Racing, Boston Common Golf. John W. Henry, Fenway Sports Group principal. Steve Cohen, chairman of the Mets, owner of the Mets. Arthur Blank, co-founder of Home Depot and chairman, he owns Falcons, obviously. Tom Werner of Fenway, Mike Gordon of Fenway, Sam Kennedy, CEO and president of Boston Red Sox. Andy Cohen, who's the
That's
CIO of the Mets, and Mark Ananagio, who's the principal of Milwaukee Brewers in Norwich City. Whit Grosbeck, who's the co-founder of Causeway Media, lead owner of the Celtics. Avenue Sports Fund, which is Avenue Capital Group CEO Mark Lazary, owner of San Francisco TGL San Francisco, former principal of the Milwaukee Bucks. Linda Henry, CEO of Boston Global Media, investor in WNBA and League One volleyball partner. And then Alex Shiner, co-founder and partner of Atro Capital. All those people are involved. And then there's other investors like in the Fenway Sports Group, which includes like LeBron, and that's the biggest name that's in there. Tom DiBenedetto.
Matt's dad.
Probably, isn't it? Probably is.
I have no idea. I just said that.
Makes you wonder. Probably is. But yeah, we got that. And then just to kind of wrap this up, we got a race this weekend, don't we?
And UFC. Yep, got both.
So we just got the Clash.
Just the Clash this week. Yep, just a little exhibition. Nothing exciting on that one. Should be a good little race back at the LA Coliseum. So NASCAR's almost back, but we'll get to see all the new paint schemes and all that. I saw Ross Chastain's #1 Busch Light car. I didn't see many others, but yeah, a couple new paint schemes this year, which look pretty cool. So we'll be getting back to who's who again.
Yep. And then UFC, which side are you on this week?
I think I'm on the left. I think I started on the left.
So you're back on the left.
Yep. This is number 3 of the year. We are fight night at the Apex in Vegas. So I will start off from the United States. This dude looks like he's got bitch tits, heavyweight fight. Thomas Peterson.
And from the United States, Jamal, do you still play with Pogs?
In a lightweight bout from the United States, we have Landon Quinones.
From the United States, just a silhouette of looks like Batista, Markel Madreas.
In a women's flyweight bout, we have from Brazil, Luana Carolina.
From Lithuania, Julija Stololarenko.
In a featherweight bout from South Korea, we have Jong Yong Lee.
I like that one. From the United States, Blake, do you want to build her snowman?
He got some interesting little face and neck tats right there. He scares me a little bit.
He looks like what's that fucker's name that used to be with he's hilarious. Used to be with Katy Perry.
Brand?
Russell Brand, yes. Kind of looks like Russell Brand.
I could see that. Welterweight bout, a minus 245 favorite from Zimbabwe. Not a place you see much for the UFC. Themba Gorimbo.
From the U.S., Pete Rodriguez.
He's got a terrible fucking bowl cut. Dear Lord, Pete.
Literal bowl cut.
In a flyweight bout, the minus 192 favorite from Kazakhstan. Very nice. Azat Maxim.
From the United States, Charles Johnson.
Old Chuck Johnson. The women's strawweight bout, your last fight on the prelim card. Minus 265 favorite from England, Molly Meatball McCann.
From Romania, got a decent looking chick, Diana Belbita Cheese.
You know, the first thing I saw when I saw Belbita, I thought cheese as well. So I'm happy we're on the same page there. Your first fight, your first fight on the main card from the United States, a welterweight bout, Gilbert Urbina.
Not to be confused with the Belvita bars, which are really good too.
Dude, those cinnamon ones with peanut butter?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
From the United States, Chuck Radke.
Oh, God, pray for us on this next one, both of us. A middleweight bout. Minus 192 favorite from Mother Russia. Aliaskab Kirev.
They all look the same too. They
Yeah,
look
man,
like
we
the
tried. Don't hurt
Magomedovs.
us. We tried. Don't hurt
From
us.
Uzbekistan, Makamud Muradov.
Dude from Russia looks like he just literally crawled right out of his cave to fight.
Nurmagomedov. That's what he looks like. He looks like one of them.
Man. Women's flyweight bout. Number 7th ranked women's flyweight plus 270 dog from Brazil, Vivian Araújo.
And number 9, plus her minus 340 favorite, Natalia Silva from Brazil.
Seems like a big odd difference there. A welterweight bout from Jamaica, minus 230 favorite, Randy Brown.
From Mother Russia, Muslim Salikov.
Your co-main event of the evening, a lightweight bout, the number 13th ranked lightweight, who is a minus 142 favorite from Brazil, Renato Mocano. It's probably Mociano, but Mocano.
From the from the United States, plus 120 dog. Drew, did you remember to bring your dauber?
Best chin line in the game, boys. Best chin line in the game.
Boy.
You ever watch Drew Dober fight?
Yes.
He's a pretty boy, but that motherfucker, he takes it and he swings. I think the last fight, he had a banger with somebody and they both got cut open bad. And I think he ended up getting beat. But it was a good fight. I want to see who he fought last because I think he got beat.
20,
no, he did. He won actually.
Rick Glenn.
So it must have been 2. It must have been the Frivola fight because Dober got knocked out, but they went at each other. It was a good fight. And your main event of the evening, I have not heard of either of these guys, by the way. Plus 140 dog, the number 8th ranked middleweight from Georgia, not the state, the country, Roman Dolidis.
And number 11, your minus 165 favorite from Francais, Nasruddin Imavov.
It'll be interesting. I haven't heard of either of those guys, so it'll be interesting to watch them fight.
And that's it. So thank you to Wes Anderson. Thanks to All Wear Clothing, Kronos Clothing Landscaping, Connellberry, DangerTransformation.com, Sparty Steve, Paper Denimark, Reiki Merch. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night.
Watch some UFC this weekend. No football.
UFC's top dog.
All I need is a kid. My son's class, the name Scotty, and the triangle is complete.